I think most Americans are aware that we have a sick culture and want to see something better, not based on billionaire culture of greed and deviance, right? But rather something that cares for us, provides for our needs, gives us, the working class, a good quality of life, and makes sure that people and the planet are not exploited. I do think that most Americans recognize that we have a sick culture, right? So this comment was on a video where I was like, what is it that we as Americans value? Are we valuing the wrong things? And I was interested in hearing what people outside the US think about what it is that we value and what we feel it is that we value. And what those in power in this country, particularly right now when we are being run by a very corrupt government and a corrupt oligarchy, what they tell us we should value versus what we as the people of this nation actually want for ourselves, what we actually do value, what we actually recognize as being the lies from those in power are. Right, there's this huge discrepancy. So I saw from a number of people outside the US, they think that what we the people value is what those in power tell us we should value or what they value for themselves. I don't think most Americans are actually in love with money. I don't think most Americans actually do want the kind of extravagant overconsumption that the super rich tells us is necessary, because they want us to constantly be spending our life hours and our dollars and our labor and all of our resources on their corporation so that they can accumulate more and more of that wealth up for them. But I don't actually think most Americans want that. We just want a good quality of life for ourselves. We want a better future for our children. We want a little bit of rest and relaxation. We want to not be so insecure. And I don't mean like emotionally insecure, I mean financially insecure all of the time. I think most Americans, in fact, you know what? There was a poll that came out last week. I'm not going to take time to dig it up right now. Y'all just have to trust me. There was a poll that came out this past week that said that a majority of Americans think that billionaires are sick, think that billionaires should not exist, think that there's something wrong with billionaires, and more than that, that billionaires are the problem in this culture. Now, I think the number was actually 53% of those surveyed said that billionaires were the problem in American society. And I was shocked that that number was not significantly higher. That says that we have a lot of work to do, a lot of educating to do when it comes to the realities of the ways that the working class is suffering. It's not immigrants who are making us suffer. It's not those in poverty who are making us suffer. It's the super rich who are scapegoating those folks, right? I got crap on a video the other day when I said that Trump voters didn't just vote for racism. Like, that wasn't their primary motivator. It's just that the oligarchy and the fascists are really good at harnessing the existing racism and misogyny, both in the culture and also transphobia in the culture, in order to exploit white working class people, in order to prevent white working class people from gaining class consciousness and working class solidarity with folks who are not white men, cishet white men. Is the super rich. It's the elites who wield racism, misogyny, homophobia, transphobia as institutional systems of oppression in order to keep us divided and keep themselves in power. It's really frustrating to see this dramatic oversimplification. I don't know what my camera's doing. It's really frustrating to see this dramatic oversimplification of Trump voters, working class Trump voters, and believe that it's nothing but racism or it's nothing but sexism that prompted them to vote the way that they did. No, it's that we all know something is deeply broken in this country. I think that people on the political left and the political right both believe that we have a sick culture. It's just that we're really divided about how it is that we make this culture healthy, how it is that we make America work for the working class. Because working class Trump voters voted for him because they thought that he was going to what? Make America great again for them. They thought that he was going to be the medicine, the solution to the sickness in our culture. Project 2025 is deeply unpopular with the American people. My husband's brought me a scotch. Right, so while Project 2025 itself is deeply unpopular, when you explain to anybody, no matter what their politics are, what's in Project 2025, they're like, oh, fuck no, we don't want that. But that doesn't mean that Donald Trump and the Republicans didn't successfully wield a number of aspects of it, a number of talking points in it to hoodwink an awful lot of voters. They successfully manipulated an awful lot of people. Conservative America voted for Donald Trump because he said, I will drain the swamp. I will fix what ails us. I will make America great again. It's not just those of us on the political left who think that America is a sick culture, who think that we are struggling in ways we shouldn't have to. We are suffering in ways that we shouldn't have to. The problem is that the political right in this country believed Donald Trump's lies when he told them he was a populist, that he understood what ails us and that he's going to fix it. The reason so many people on the right were susceptible is because, one, they have that undercurrent of racism, misogyny, homophobia, transphobia. That was all there, just waiting for the political right to leverage it. But there would have been nothing to leverage it for if those folks had not already been struggling under late stage capitalism, if they had not already been suffering, exploited, living a lower quality of life than what they deserve in the wealthiest nation on earth because of the exploitation of the super rich, because of the billionaires. Again, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. I don't understand how it is that MAGA believed Donald Trump, a billionaire con man, known for stiffing his employees and contractors, known for being somebody who only cares about his gold-plated Manhattan apartment, how they believed Donald Trump was a populist. But they did. They did. And I think a lot of them are realizing that he was a fake one and they've been fooled. But clearly, if only 53% of Americans think that billionaires are the problem, that's great that that's a majority, but that number should be like 90+%. It should definitely be like way above 53%. I think we have too many people in this country who are still not adequately assessing where the source of the illness in our culture is. What is the pathogen that is infecting American culture? It's capitalism. I know people don't want to hear that, but like you came to a platform of an anti-capitalist. Go to a barber, you're going to get a haircut. Cannot have an entire system built on exploitation of workers and the environment. You cannot have a system built on profit at any cost and expect that it will not lead to illness in the culture, that it will not lead to exploitation, degeneration, greed, and deviance, whatever other loaded words we want to use. We have a system that prioritizes corporations over community. We have a system that prioritizes profit over people. We have a government just absolutely rife with corruption, just chock full of corruption, where it is corporations, the super rich, who have gamed the system, who run the system to benefit them to our detriment. And on some level, conservative working class people know that because they don't have a good quality of life. They are getting fucked over just like we are. They know that it's not right. They can sense that something is wrong. But they've been taught to blame, I don't know, Black women. They've been taught to blame trans women in sports. They've been taught to blame the immigrants who grow their food. Yeah, their bigotry has been used to enhance the super rich, exploiting them. Their bigotry is being used against them to increase the amount of control and coercion that the super rich have over them. That's all true. That's very true. Doesn't mean that they don't know the reality that America is really sick. It doesn't mean that they want us to go on living like this. We have a shared oppressor. We are fighting the same fight. It's just that too many people over here can't be allies with people over here because all of these guys have been blinded by the racism and misogyny and fear of other people who should be their allies. The super rich are so good at dividing the working class, because they're terrified of us all coming together. They're terrified of us all unpacking our isms, working to heal our relationships, and organizing together. They know the thing that can stop them and can heal this culture is us, the people, coming together, working together, rejecting the exploitation of the super rich, and creating an America that works for the working class, creating an America where we all have access to the American dream, where we have access to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But yes, sorry, thank you for letting me get on my soapbox and rant. I completely agree. Most Americans are aware that our culture is really sick. It's just that we have some folks who think that you rub some essential oils in it and maybe get some leeches and that'll fix it. And the rest of us are like, oh no, we need debridement and IV antibiotics. The course of treatment that we still don't agree on, which is why we've got to keep educating folks. We got to keep driving forward. We got to keep organizing, and we can't give up.